What a wonderful night. You know, it's just the right temperature. Pretty warm. Got a nice breeze coming from the sea. Say, do you smell something burning? Oh. Well, that's an issue. Anyways, hi, hello, I'm the ImpendingMoon, and welcome to Minecraft Alpha 1.0.17, aka Secret Friday 8. And as you can clearly tell, lava now starts fires. Well, anyways, I guess while this thing burns, I do actually have some stuff to do. Yeesh. Such as collecting all of the sugarcane I planted. Hi, cow. And you know what suits a mild case of smoke inhalation? A nice glass of milk. There we are, it only took 3 tries. Drinking it doesn't necessarily work very well, but, you know, it's good enough. Wonder how long this is gonna keep burning. And as we get into some of the things that were added in this update, we now have fences, which are still pretty expensive to make. And you know, with these fences, you might think, okay, I can go and I can capture some animals. No, they still despawn. Why is it so common for animals to just die underneath this? But yeah, these are kind of utility blocks, but to be honest, they are mostly just for decoration. And as you can see here, I've just been farming some cactus. Now, it gets kind of irritating trying to do all this manually. Especially since, you know, I walk too close, I take damage, I can't pick them up in time, they delete themselves on other cactus. So I'm going to use these fences here, and I'm going to just automate this. So this is the general idea behind a cactus farm. So you've got your fences right here, cactus surrounding it. You know, you're going to like pour water here, preferably like one below so that it actually pushes all the items towards you. Then once the cactus grows, it immediately pops off with a fence. And then eventually the hitboxes of the fences will not be full blocks, so that when it pops off, hopefully it doesn't land on top of the cactus, but instead lands around it, in which case the water will push it towards me, and I've got some completely useless cactus. Now I could build this out in the open, but honestly, I don't think these things look very good. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna actually design a building to do this for me. And for this building, I'm gonna actually start building some stuff down in the southern region here. And in order to transport some supplies, I'm gonna be using an addition that I actually forgot to show off last episode. And that is Minecart with chest. Minecarts with furnaces were also added, but those are about as useless as ever. It's like, you know, they got a use, it's just not very practical. And I can just go ahead and place all of my resources in here. And then I think I'm gonna go and grab more, because this is gonna take a little bit. And grab Minecart for myself, of course. And with this booster here, should be able to let this go. And be on my way along with this stuff. Let's see, this is gonna be an issue. Well, looks like I'm going to be getting some use out of the minecart with furnace. Alright then, train, here we come. So, plop down mine, plop down the furnace minecart, and for those of you who don't know, which is honestly very reasonable, furnace minecarts, well, I placed that in the wrong direction, but you can fuel them, and they will move on their own. Alright, so if I happen to place it the right way down... Please. No! There we... I swear. No, it... What's the point? What's the point of having, like, me face a certain direction if it doesn't matter? Okay, so it looks like it just goes in whatever way you're facing currently. So I'm just gonna hop in here and hope that this actually works. It's not the fastest, and I guess I know how furnace minecarts work. I also probably dumped way too much coal into this thing. What? I'm not sure that's how any of this is supposed to work. Can I have my minecart back? I'll be honest here, I don't know what's going on anymore, but that minecart furnace should take my minecart just straight to the end. So, yeah, minecarts are pretty janky, needless to say. Beep. Beep beep. Move. Get a move on. Do I need to make a second one? I think I need to make a second one. You know, I'm sure these things are pretty efficient once you know how to use them. But right now, they're just pains. Alright, well, come on. Let's get going. You know, I was worried that I was gonna have to wait for daytime once I got over here. But it looks like no waiting is gonna be necessary. Well, I guess I'll just time-lapse the rest of this. Yeah, that's what I said, cow. Okay, where's my minecart with chest? Where did that end up? That's what I want to know right now. It's combined, I guess? I don't know what's going on anymore. Okay, can I combine more? No? You know what, I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna start with some foundations here. Because really, I have no idea what's going on here. Anyway, my main plan for this area is, even if it's not all entirely useful, I want to make this kind of like an industrial area. So, like, you know, make big ol' mining operations, resource gathering, different farms, the works. And, of course, my first one is going to be a big ol' factory that makes a bunch of cactus for me. So I guess the first thing that I should have done was realize that my tools are actually kind of low, and actually restocked on them. But since I didn't, I guess the first thing that I'm going to do here is flatten out a bit of terrain. Now, since this is kind of the first building in the style that I want, I can pretty much just choose where it's gonna go. But I also do need to take care that I want to keep this. The park I'm not actually that concerned about. I might tear it down once I get around to it, anyway. Alright, so I've picked out a place, and it's time to start just flattening this area. Also, I didn't realize just how long coal lasted. Well, I find this humorous, so I'm gonna leave it. Alright, so now I've got the area flattened out. It's probably a good idea to light it up. Then I'm gonna build a small outline. It's mostly gonna be just a square building, because, you know, factories aren't meant to be good looking. They're mostly meant to be efficient at making stuff. Now, of course, the exterior that I'm doing here is entirely superficial, but it can at least look industrial. And yeah, it's probably a good idea for me to actually go on a lighting spree, just to make sure I'm not ambushed by any monsters, now that I don't actually want to be. So I don't think I'm gonna make the inside of this terribly obvious. What do I want to do? Well, I know I'm gonna have water flowing in through here, because this is gonna be like the collection system. But the question is, do I want to make this cobblestone, stone, or just keep it as is? You know, I think I'm gonna make it all cobblestone. Because as nice as stone looks, it's not the easiest to make. It's not like it's difficult material either, but I don't have that much of it. And I mean, I've got literal chests full of cobblestone, if I really need to use it. Alright. Yeah, that works. And this actually works out really nice, because you've got 8 blocks here, so it pushes all the items off the edge, and then I can just have 2 streams of water here, pushing everything into this. So, hop over here, make an infinite water source, and I'll start filling everything in. Alright, so we got the main sets of water here. Now if I just go like this... Alright, let's see. That is an issue. Hopefully one that's easy enough to resolve. And yep, just means I need to have My water stream right here. Alright, so let's see here. Toss some items in just from wherever. And see how it goes. So, I dropped in however much cobblestone. I didn't actually pay attention. But I should just be able to stand here and collect it all. And yeah, so far it seems it works. So, I'll just plop some in the corners, make sure it gets literally everywhere. So, there's the first one. And the second one. Great. That means that I'll just be able to stand here and collect everything from this farm. And these things are still going like half an hour later. But whatever. First things first, before I get going on making the rest of the building, I should probably actually get the functional part out of the way. So, in a pattern like so, I'm going to go 2 up, then dig out the first one. Then I actually do need to go up like this to place the fences first, because fences can't be placed just floating in the air quite yet. Then I can realize that I've placed them one too low, and it's actually really annoying to get around this thing. And there we are. Now they're actually properly placed. I also put in some sand right away, because why not? Now we can plop in all of this cactus, fall, just because why not? Alright, so we should start seeing it work at least a little bit right away. And then I can start building up the second layer of these things. Then I place the fences like this, just because I thought I'd need it for the Cactus Farm to work properly right now. Because since these are full blocks, if a cactus pops off and hits it, it'll just bounce onto the cactus and despawn. But looking at it from above, I actually don't need to do that. And actually looking at it, no, I am going to redo this, because this is just going to be dumb, it's going to cause issues, and it's better just to keep it consistent. Well, okay, it looks like it doesn't work at all in this version, because the cactus is growing, and these aren't causing it to break. Okay, well, whatever. What will cause it to break is doing that right now. So, well, okay, let me run a test real quick. So if I make this row right here with cobblestone instead of fences, will it work? So now I've got to wait for all this to grow. Well, it looks like my furnace minecart stopped doing stuff. You know what? Let's just let it keep going. Infinite loop, yet again. Oh. So I guess this eventually works? I'll be honest, okay. I think when it grows to be 3 blocks high, it does work. I was doing some other stuff, but yeah. Okay. So this does actually work. Cool. That works the same, so I can just replace it with fences. Oh. Well, there goes my pickaxe. I'll have to go home and get some diamonds soon, but for now, iron will suffice. Well, anyway. Hi, cow. Bye, cow. Now that I know that I've got a functional farm on my hands, I can go ahead and build up the rest of the actual building area. So, this is probably going to be just a really simple brick. And I'll also keep that covered up. Yeah, you see, this is what I'm talking about with the whole blocks there. Doesn't necessarily work out the best. Alright, and that's the building done. Now, I know it doesn't look the best. In fact, I would say it probably looks pretty bad. But, of course, being a factory, it's not meant to be good-looking or beautiful or anything. It's meant to be entirely functional. And this really is... Oh, hi, creeper. So, you know, you hop in here, you grab your cactus and whatever. And, yep, that's it. And just so you know, cactus has, like, no use right now. I made this for no reason. But hey, it's a factory. There's gonna be more. I guess. And seriously, these things are still going. I don't know how or why. But whatever. you know what? I'm actually going to just... I've made a mistake. Alright, well, now that I've got that cleaned up, I am going to just go. It took a little while for me to get that, but whatever. First factory done. There's going to be a lot of different things, probably. Mostly terraforming, and probably some things that are just purely aesthetic. But hey, that is kind of useful, I guess. Alright, well then, now that my little escapade down south is done, there's some other stuff that I kind of want to get done here. And this thing is still burning. Like, I get it hasn't been loaded, but come on. And then I'm probably going to want to grab some more tools as well. Then something else that I'm finally going to be able to do is make a decent amount of bookshelves. Alright, so with all the sugarcane I had, I've managed to make 45 bookshelves. Which is actually a decent amount. And seriously, this thing is still on fire. And then I want to do some stuff with the buildings over here. So with the bookshelves that I've got, I think it's probably a good idea to build, say, like, a library. So I'm thinking that's going to go on this lot right here. And then since I've got access to music discs, I think a music shop would probably work well. Even if it's only got, like, 2 songs available. So, yet again, it's time to get building. Okay, then I've got the main building done. I don't actually know what I want to do with the roof quite yet. I'm thinking either I could take it one higher and have a ceiling that leaves this open, or just cap it off with, say, like, cobblestone, stone slabs or something. I'm not entirely sure, so I think I'm going to test some stuff out real quick. Okay, so I've settled on the design here with the stone slabs. So, kind of inside the little workers area, it's one lower, and then you've got a pretty high ceiling here that exposes all the wooden logs just in, like, the general shopping area. And I like having the stone slabs because it looks a little bit like a drop ceiling. Which, you know, you'd probably find in, like, a little store like this. Then I guess it's time to start building up some of the props in here. So, it kinda can look a bit like, you know, a registered computer. You have to use your imagination. A lot. Yeah, it would make sense for them to have just, like, a chest here. And then, I guess, like, counter space. Yeah, that kinda works. Then over here, you got shelf space. This one's a bit easier to build. And you know, if I had the forethought to design the building this way, I could actually have chests behind here, so that you could actually open it up. But this is purely for decoration anyway, so I don't care that much. And then I'm actually gonna quickly hop back over to the vault right here, because there's some stuff I need. Like, being able to walk outside of a door without hitting it. Okay, at this point, I'm pretty convinced that these blocks are just not going to burn. Anyway. So I'm gonna head into my diamond vault. Grab myself a diamond. And make a little jukebox. I know I already have one, but I think it probably would make sense just to have a display model or something over there. So if we go like bop, and we look through the window, you can see, oh hey, jukebox. And there, I've also written a little advertisement for it, because why not? And I guess it also would make sense to just have some stuff on, like, the window as advertisements. Yeah, also it looks like signs are infinite. So, yeah, that's a thing. You know, I actually feel like those block too much, so I'm gonna put them one up. Alright, so after some reordering of all the signs here, you know what this place needs? Just one final touch to really tie it all together. It needs a door. So, with a bup, there we are. Yeah, this is a cozy little store. If I had a little bit more room, I'd probably put a second row of shelves in here. Maybe I'd put some music discs in this chest, but since I've only got the 2, I'm gonna keep a hold of them. I don't know. I might get some more in my free time, but it's really a pain to get. So, whatever. Any extras I get of the same will just hop in here, I guess. And with this, Moon's Music Emporium is now not really open. It's out for lunch. Cashier will be back at noon, I'm sure. Well, anyway, with that done, I think it's about time that I head on over and start building the library. And with all this done, I've got a pretty basic building with some bookshelves in it that I can just call a library. Now, I could go ahead and make a much bigger library, say if I were to take that plot of land right there, but honestly, a library doesn't actually have that much use. And I mean, not many of these do, but a library is kind of especially useless right now because I can't even store much stuff in here. So I think this is just how it's gonna be for now. I do need to make a staircase up here, and then of course add doors, but other than that, this is pretty much done. And with a pup and a bat, this is done. It's a cozy little building, you know? I'd go check out a book or two here. I mean, you know, there's no, like, dedicated place for reading other than, I guess, like, standing in a corner. But hey, it works. And I do kind of feel bad for not using any fences in this build, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and just make one of the stalls as well. And of course, building with fences is kind of annoying because you can't place fences on top of other fences. Also, they don't properly hook into blocks just yet, but whatever, it's not the biggest deal. And then I also need to go and grab a few more materials. Alright, so grab some wool, and now I can just go ahead and make a little roof. And then comes the question of what is this stall going to sell? And that, my friends, is where the seeds come in. So we plant them, and yep, this is gonna be kind of like a produce stall. I don't exactly have anything better to show than just seeds. Get out of here. Just gonna pop a sign on here, get a name. And we've got Fregford's Fresh Foodstuff. Who's Fregford, you might ask? I don't know, somebody whose parents probably hate him. But with that, my work is done here. So I'm just gonna pack everything up, and I'm gonna head back over to the castle. And you know, I was going to go ahead and rebuild this thing out of stone, but honestly, the infinite fire amuses me, so I'm gonna leave it for now. Well, anyway, this here is where I'm gonna leave off the episode. So we built up a cactus farm, then a couple of shops, and a library, and of course this thing has burned itself down because of my poor decisions like however many weeks ago. But anyways, I hope you've enjoyed. I've been the Impending Moon, and good night. It's really hot in here.